Hey guys, welcome to a new video. This one sucks. So, one of the worst case scenarios for the RX-7 ended up happening. The FC actually is pretty broken right now. Last night coming home from work with my girlfriend, the FC transmission blew up. And it didn't even blow up in like a conventional way, like not chunks of stuff everywhere, not it losing all of its gears. It was more of a, I lost park and reverse and neutral through low became drive. Like it really blew up in a weird way. I used a lot of gas trying to, like get parked because I couldn't use reverse. I was really worried at first because I thought it was my engine, and I know it's not now because if I put it in drive, I can rev it. We drove it fine, actually. It drives perfectly fine in neutral for some reason. In drive, sport, low, whatever. Yeah. I don't even know what to say, honestly. I was going to do a 5-speed swap. I found a 5-speed like 2 hours away from me I was going to buy for cheap. But swapping one in right now would be like $650, $700 to do it like cheaply. And I really don't want to do it cheaply. I'd rather do like a legit swap to manual with a turbo 2 transmission and all that, and do it legitimately rather than out of necessity and trying to quickly swap in a transmission to get it to work. There's a guy that's local to me who actually owns the first FC RX-7 I've ever seen, who is going to sell me his old automatic transmission from when his FC used to be auto, and he's going to sell it to me for like $100. And as much as I don't want to pay $100 for an auto, I got to do what I have to do right now just to get the RX-7 back on the road. And that's actually what we're doing today is like kind of like a part one of tearing it down, because tomorrow I'm going to go buy the transmission because that's when I get paid. I actually had to take off of work today, not just because of like the weather being bad, but even if the RX-7 worked, I wouldn't have been able to make it to work. And yeah, this kind of sucks. Not fun. I had a lot of other stuff planned, but I've known for a while that this transmission was pretty much out the window. It was not going to stay around much longer. I was just prolonging its death and still beating on it. I was following two of my friends the other day. One owns an Evo, the other one owns a pretty cool STI, and trying to keep up with them in the RX-7 is pretty hard. I was beating on it pretty bad, but it was already in pretty bad shape that night. Stalled it twice. The snow doesn't help because it, kicking out and stuff, and me drifting it, and the list goes on. But this transmission was doomed to die eventually. But the new one that I'm going to be getting has 70,000 miles on it. This transmission currently has 94,340 miles on it. It did pretty good. It did what it was supposed to do, but today we're removing the top end, and I might climb underneath of it, but I'm not showing outside my car, but it's really snowy. Also, ignore how dirty everything is. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to remove this, just so it's not in the way. It comes out pretty easy, but I'm pretty sure there's some bolts back here I need to get to. I removed the radio at one point, and I know how to get this all out. But next we'll be removing this outer trim, which should let me get access to this, and start unbolting. E-brake's in the way. Start unbolting this and pulling all this jank out. Yep. Alright, so some work with a flathead, and this piece comes out. But now we're going to remove these two screws on both sides, and I don't really know how the lever comes out, but I guess we'll be finding out. Alright, these screws are out, and there we go. This trim piece wants to come up. Oh yeah, I guess there's a cable in there. I guess I gotta find out how to get this off. Alright, so I figured out how to get this off. There are these two screws up front. Alright, so this is the current situation. I got the bezel all unplugged and pulled out, sitting right there currently. The next course of action, I believe, is, I don't know. Gotta do some more research, but I have a feeling that's these. I have a feeling it's these 3 bolts, maybe. Another progress update. Got those 2 bolts out. Gotta get that one. And there's, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, there it is. You can kind of see it right down in there. Gotta get those 2 out, and from what I'm reading online, it says that I have to remove like this portion to get better access. I'm actually just gonna try to get a actual little wrench down in there and see if I can get it to come loose. Alright, so I got all 4 of these bolts out, that one down there, and I pulled the harness up and out of the way. So hopefully we can work on getting this out. Went ahead and loosened this up. So, alright, so that's the linkage out. Yeah. Everything else that has to come out next is pretty much exhaust and actual transmission. As you can see, I've already started with a lot of it. Today what we're doing is we're removing the exhaust, the drive shaft, and the transmission. The top half is already removed, and today I am going to be going to buy a transmission, the replacement, and it all should be in order to pop the new one in. So I'm gonna get back to it since I'm kind of on a tight clock. It's still early in the morning, but I don't want to be out here all day. So the bolts were disconnecting. I don't know if we had to completely disconnect all the way back to the Y, but I know we need to for sure take this bolt out, this set of bolts out, and the ones up there. I don't know if you can see them that well. Then we'll get access to the drive shaft. We'll get something under there to drain the trans, and then we'll be dropping that transmission out and hopefully be done hearing the leak. Okay guys, so this is day 2. I actually didn't get to record that much last night because I had a bunch of issues with taking some bolts off, but here's the new trans. It's actually in really good condition. It's only got 70,000 miles on it. We drained the fluid out and it was actually still like red, so I think it was at least relatively new, or like not too much used fluid. Sorry, it's like ice. But the only issue is I have to take this tail shaft end off because these 2 studs that mount to the trans bracket are actually snapped, which is all right. I mean, I have a transmission in the car right now, so I can donate, well, don't use it as kind of a donor to put this on, get rid of this tail shaft and put the new one on. The pan's in good condition. His car was lowered, so it's kind of scraped up. That's all right. All the sensors and everything are good, it seems. Yeah, like literally everything's here. I can't really complain. A few things I'm gonna have to take off, but I also gotta put the starter on and everything. But yeah, I guess I can show the current situation. Got a torch and borrowed an impact because the exhaust bolts were giving me way too much trouble. But just moments ago, I finally got one off. One of the 4 I need to take off. Let me turn the flashlight on. Been using liquid wrench and WD-40, but kind of can see it right here. I got the bolt off. There's another one behind it, and then I'm going to disconnect from, where's the Y pipe? You can kind of see in this area that there's little connectors onto the Y pipe that I'll drop, and then I'm sliding it all underneath the car, taking the heat shielding out, and then I can disconnect the drive shaft and remove the transmission. We got the exhaust out from like the cat and downpipe area all the way to the muffler, and also got the heat shielding out. All that's left to do now is remove the drive shaft and hopefully drop the transmission. I can't really get any good angles while I'm under there, so it's just kind of progress updates. Okay, so I've got the drive shaft out now. I think I already showed that I've removed the exhaust. All we have to do now, as you can see, the transmission's held up by the brace, is detach the bell housing bolts, detach it from the actual mount, and then we'll start lowering it and sliding it out the end and transferring parts over between the transmissions. There's a possibility that the part of the downpipe I have to replace will pull out because it might be in the way. There's part of the downpipe I might have to remove because it's in the way, but I'll find out if it's actually in the way. So, end of day 4 of doing the trans swap. I still don't have the old trans out, but the exhaust, the drive shaft, and actually some of the bell housing screws are out, or bolts rather, and are sitting in the new one so I don't lose them. Ran into an issue with there's these cooler lines for the transmission that run like by the starter. Like I'll put like a picture up if I'm able to. But I can't really do anything because I have to go all the way under and follow the cooler lines up to the radiator and disconnect them just to remove one starter bolt, and then I'm done with everything from there. I had to let another bolt soak in BB Blaster all night anyway as well, so calling it quits tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back at it. Maybe. We're supposed to get a snowstorm, so who knows. Hey guys, so that's the end of today's video. I'm going to try to get it uploaded same day because I obviously was not in the mood to record when the transmission blew up. This is part 1. This will probably go out to this week. So until the next video, guys. See ya.